Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Seth Rollins has built a legacy as one of the most gifted and consistent performers in the entire WWE. From his days as the architect of the Shield to becoming the Visionary, Rollins has redefined what it means to be a complete superstar and has managed to be dubbed as one of the greatest names to ever step foot in the squared circle. With countless classics against the likes of Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Cody Rhodes, Rollins' name shines with some of the best matches in the history of the company. However, not every match has lived up to his high standards. Over the years, Rollins has been part of a few matches that fell flat, either due to poor booking, fan backlash, or creative mistakes. Rollins' career has had a few matches like this, and you would surely want fans to forget about it. Let's check out a few matches Rollins wants to erase from history. At Stomping Grounds 2019, Seth Rollins defended his Universal Championship against Baron Corbin in what became one of his most forgettable title matches. Despite Rollins' best efforts, the match suffered from excessive interference from the special guest referee, Lacey Evans, and the story became quite predictable. While Seth Rollins tried to make the match one that could enhance his reign as the Universal Champion, the battle with Baron Corbin turned out to be a massive taint on Rollins' run at the top. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose claimed a massive Raw Tag Team title victory in October 2019. But a massive twist then left the world stunned. Ambrose turned on his Shield brother and unleashed an attack on him right after the victory. This led to Rollins defending the titles single-handedly in a handicap match against the Authors of Pain on WWE Raw, and everyone knows how that could have gone. Rollins ended up losing the titles, but most importantly, got dominated, which will forever be a taint on his legacy. The Hell in a Cell 2019 main event between Rollins and The Fiend Bray Wyatt is widely regarded as one of WWE's most disastrous finishes in recent memory. The bizarre red lighting, endless stomps, and a referee stoppage inside the cell left fans furious. For a structure known for brutality, ending the match in a no contest was a creative blunder that undermined both Rollins and The Fiend. Further, fans around the world claimed a refund for their tickets on social media, which further proved how big a disaster the decision turned out to be. Rollins, as well as the late great Bray Wyatt, would love for the fans to forget about the battle. Fans will have to wait and see if WWE features any more Rollins matches like this in the future. Ishan writes for the WWE Vertical at Sportskeeda. While he is a finance student, Ishan is an avid pro wrestling fan, which has led him to pursue a career in sports journalism. Before joining Sportskeeda, Ishan worked for various renowned websites such as Give Me Sport and Fansided, and has nearly 3 years of experience. He relies only on credible sources like Cage Match when reporting on a topic. Ishan cross-checks his work multiple times to ensure it is factually correct. Ishan's favorite pro wrestler is Seth Rollins. He admires the Visionary's never-give-up attitude and work ethic. In fact, it was the Shield's memorable WWE debut in 2012 that got him hooked on sports entertainment in the first place. Ishan would love to interview Rollins someday. When not reporting on pro wrestling, Ishan loves to watch movies and occasionally play cricket. Seth Rollins has cemented himself as one of the most accomplished WWE superstars of the modern era, boasting multiple world championships, memorable rivalries, and legendary matches that have shaped the company's storytelling for over a decade. Known as the Visionary and the Architect, Rollins has redefined his career multiple times, continuously reinventing his persona and in-ring style to stay relevant in WWE's ever-evolving landscape. However, like any long-serving superstar, not every moment in his illustrious journey is one he'd want fans to remember. While his legacy is filled with WrestleMania classics, championship triumphs, and show-stealing performances, there are a few matches that even the most devoted Seth Rollins fans would agree were far from his best. These bouts either failed to live up to expectations, suffered from poor booking decisions, or simply didn't reflect the exceptional standard Rollins has set throughout his career. Let's take a closer look at 3 matches from Seth Rollins' WWE career that he probably want fans to forget. One of the most infamous moments in Seth Rollins' career came at WWE Hell in a Cell 2019, where he defended the Universal Championship against The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Creative characters WWE had introduced in years. Fans were expecting a brutal and dramatic battle inside the demonic cell structure, but what unfolded left the audience in shock and disbelief, not because of violence or suspense, but due to how badly the match was handled. The entire bout was bathed in a red light that made it difficult for fans to even see the action properly. Rollins unleashed a barrage of finishers and weapon shots on The Fiend, including multiple stomps, chair shots, and even a sledgehammer attack. However, Wyatt repeatedly kicked out of everything, completely no-selling Rollins' offense. The match ended in a referee stoppage after Rollins' excessive use of weapons, despite the Hell in a Cell match traditionally having no disqualifications. The crowd in Sacramento turned on the match entirely, chanting "refund" and "restart the match," showing their complete frustration. The finish was universally panned by fans and critics, damaging both Rollins' character and The Fiend's momentum. Instead of elevating Rollins as a strong champion, it portrayed him as desperate and ineffective. This contest is still remembered as one of the most disappointing Hell in a Cell matches of all time. Rollins himself later admitted that the backlash affected him personally and professionally, acknowledging that the company's creative direction at the time failed both superstars. It's safe to say that this match remains one of the few he preferred to erase from memory. Another low point came during Seth Rollins' feud with the Demon King Finn Balor at SummerSlam 2016. This was supposed to be a historic night as WWE introduced the Universal Championship, a new world title for the Raw brand. The stakes were high, and the company trusted two of its best in-ring performers to deliver a classic. Unfortunately, despite a solid performance from both men, the match is remembered more for what went wrong than what went right. Early in the match, Rollins executed a powerbomb into the barricade, a move he had used successfully before. However, this time it caused a serious shoulder injury to Balor, tearing his labrum and forcing him to relinquish the Universal Championship just one night later. Though the injury was accidental, the fallout painted Rollins in a negative light. Fans began to associate him with a string of injuries to fellow performers, as he had also been involved in incidents where Sting and John Cena suffered serious injuries during matches with him. While Rollins continued to thrive as a top superstar, this particular bout became a symbol of controversy regarding his in-ring safety. WWE fans criticized the company's decision to keep the barricade powerbomb in his arsenal for so long given its danger. Even though Rollins has since evolved into one of the safest and most technically refined wrestlers on the roster, the shadow of that unfortunate injury still lingers. Looking back, Rollins has expressed regret over the incident, admitting that it haunted him for years because of the impact it had on Finn Balor's career trajectory. It's one of those moments that no performer ever wants on their resume. A match that was meant to make history but instead became remembered for the wrong reasons. Finally, another match that Seth Rollins likely wants fans to forget took place at WWE Battleground 2016, when he faced off against Dean Ambrose, now Jon Moxley, for the WWE Championship. This match was historic for several reasons. It was one of the final encounters between former Shield brothers before the brand split, and it determined which brand would carry the WWE Championship going forward. While the match wasn't a disaster technically, it fell well below expectations given the history and chemistry between Rollins and Ambrose. Fans had seen these two deliver far better matches before, including their unforgettable ladder match at Money in the Bank 2015 and their brutal street fight encounters. However, at Battleground, the pacing felt slow, the energy was off, and the storytelling didn't hit the emotional beats expected from such a personal rivalry. Ambrose retained the title after hitting Dirty Deeds, sending the WWE Championship to SmackDown, while Rollins and Raw were left without a world champion. The aftermath overshadowed the match itself, as WWE immediately introduced the Universal Championship, effectively making Rollins' loss feel irrelevant. The entire scenario made Rollins look weak at a time when he was supposed to lead Raw's main event scene post-Shield breakup. For a performer who thrives on delivering 5-star performances, this was one of those matches where the execution simply didn't live up to the hype. It wasn't a failure in the traditional sense, but in the context of Rollins' otherwise stellar track record, it's one he'd likely prefer fans didn't bring up often. Despite these forgettable moments, Seth Rollins' career remains one of the most decorated and respected in WWE history.